There are 3 doors to the dark side.
Go.
All right, hello. Welcome to Booze and Boos. This is the first installment of the series where I show you how to make one of my favorite drinks and I take you to one of my favorite haunted locations. And by favorite, I mean I've never investigated it, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna teach you how to do the drink portion, and we're gonna start off with my favorite drink, which is the old fashioned. This is my take on an old fashioned. I am a bartender. That makes me sound like I'm like hyping myself up. But anyway, just like I have some credentials. Anyway, you'll need a few items such as a cutting board and a knife, an orange, your choice of either whiskey or bourbon. Today I have bourbon, which is Maker's Mark Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. You'll need a rocks glass, some orange bitters. I'm using Dillon's orange bitters, but Angostura, whatever you got. We're pretty casual around here. A 1 ounce shot glass or something just to measure, or if you're having a good time, just don't use that. And then we have just some ice. So I'm going to start. Oh, did I say soda water? I'm terrible at this. Yeah, this is just soda water. This is lime. It's kind of what I got going on right now because it's quarantine season. Also, bonus, if you happen to have maraschino cherries at all, I would throw a couple of these bad boys in at the end, but I'll tell you about that later. So you're gonna start off with ice in your rocks glass. I like to use a lot. Then you're gonna take 1 ounce. Oh, fuck, stop.
Jordan forgot sugar for the old fashioned, so she's getting some at the drive-through window.
Bye.
With Dover,
Yeah, it's windy.
who I believe will be the breakout star
Oh my god, stop.
of this YouTube channel. I was talking about Dover.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, no. I mean, like, sure. It's going to be like Saturday Night Live where everybody... You're Chevy Chase, right?
No.
And Dover's going to be John Belushi.
Alright, so this means I have to do this again. Hello. Those don't go there. My name's Jordan. I hate introducing myself. Just sounds stupid. You'll need a few ingredients. By a few, I mean like 10. But you'll need a rocks glass with ice. You will need your liquor of choice, either whiskey or bourbon would be good for this. I have Maker's Mark bourbon. We'll need soda water, orange bitters, sugar. That's an excessive amount. We're not using all of that. A cutting board and a knife, and an orange, and something to measure your alcohol with. So I'm going to slice my orange first. This is not a cute orange slice either. Wow, this video is just radiating insecurity and it's filmed for like 5 seconds. So I'm going to take my bourbon and fill up a 1 ounce shot glass. Throw that in there. Oh, I did that. It brings back like haunting memories. Then you're gonna get your orange bitters. Throw a few dashes in there. By a few, I mean a lot, because I like things bitter. I don't like sweet tasting things. Also, might I add, this is a really good drink if you're into something kind of orange in my eye. If you're into something kind of like refreshing and not on the super sweet side, this is really good for summer. Yeah, highly recommended if you don't like super sweet drinks. So I just squeeze an orange in there, and I'm gonna squeeze 2 because I like the orange flavor. Then I'm going to get our soda water. This is lime bubbly. Honestly, whatever soda water you have is good. Preferably like the unflavored kind, but this is all I have. And I feel like lime and orange kind of complements each other. Just filling it up enough, leaving a little bit of room at the top. And then I'm going to take, not that, but the sugar, Again, how much you want to put in here is kind of like based on your own personal preference. I like two of these, whatever, 2 pinches. Like that. And then last thing I'm gonna do is I should have done this earlier when I first had the knife. But I'm just going to cut more of the orange. And pop it right on the side. And there we have it. An old fashioned. And I'll do a taste test while wiping the sugar on my pants like a professional. That's good. That's strong, but good strong. Also, if you have maraschino cherries around, definitely recommend putting like a little bit on a toothpick, throwing that in there as well. Maybe putting a little bit of the sugar on top of those cherries. That is so good, but I do not have any cherries, and I can't really warrant going to a store right now and just buy cherries. So we're gonna live without them. But anyway, this is my favorite drink, old fashioned. That's all I have. That's fucking strong. Also, my friend behind the camera, I don't know why I said friend,
I'm your cameraman.
informed me that this has way more than 1 ounce of bourbon in it. And I just took a shot glass, and any shot glass probably like 1 ounce. Forget that I'm a bartender. I'll just make this face after every time I drink. Okay, so from some of the history that I dug up, Dundurn Castle actually has a really rich history in Hamilton. It's located in Hamilton, Ontario on York Boulevard, technically in an area called Burlington Heights. And it is a neoclassical mansion, technically. It's not really a castle, but it's also like an estate and has 40 rooms. It was built in 1835 by Sir Allan MacNab. If you're Canadian, you probably recognize that name. He was a premier and a prominent political figure. Didn't have to do research on that. And he bought the land originally from a guy named Richard Beasley. Actually, this Richard Beasley's wife, Mary Beasley, happened to die in the original building on the premises, and apparently is like a common spirit seen around Dundurn Castle. Apparently, the building entertained people such as Sir John A. Macdonald and King Edward VII, which is pretty rad. That adds to like the hauntingness for some reason to know that a king was there. I don't know why. History is kind of creepy in and of itself. So after MacNab's death, which was inside the castle, by the way, might I add, record number of ghosts being 2 that I've learned. He died in 1862, and the estate was used as an institution for the deaf and the mutes. It sounds rude. Like, there's gotta be a nicer thing to call someone. It was purchased after the Deaf and the Mutes Institution by Donald McGuinness in 1872. And then in 1899, after McGuinness's death, it was sold to the city of Hamilton and has been under the city's care ever since. And that's how I know it today. I just dropped an ice cube on myself. Professional. The rooms have been restored to the year 1855. So if you go there today for like a tour, they have people in costume kind of showing you the life of the average 1850 person.
Wow.
And technically it is a National Historic Site of Canada now. So that is just basically the history of this place. To add to the supernatural shit, and the reason why this place is probably actually haunted, if it's actually haunted, I don't know, I'm a skeptic, but I'm open to believing, but I don't want to believe, and that's why we have alcohol. 8 men were hanged there after the Bloody Assize in 1814. Now, the Bloody Assize, from my understanding, kind of a brief historical explanation. It was a series of trials that was held in Ancaster during the War of 1812, and the trials resulted in treason and conviction and subsequent execution of Upper Canadian residents who were found to have apparently aided the enemy. It was also rumored to have wrongfully convicted some of these men. I don't know about you, but that makes us way more freaky, because I feel like any ghost that's wrongfully accused is probably like an asshole or something. Come here. Basically, we might run the risk of seeing people, apparently people have seen the dudes that were executed there, either hanging from the trees, it's a little dramatic, or seeing their decayed...
Ghosts are dramatic.
That's like, definitely going for shock and awe. Or their decaying bodies scattered along the property. So what's super cool about this, also don't mind my dog who refuses to be pet comfortably. I have to fucking stretch because he doesn't like getting close to people. And I understand that. What was I saying? Oh, anyway, so this place is cool because we're not gonna go inside because I don't have the fucking hookups. We don't have the hookups, but this place seems to be like mostly haunted on the ground, like outside of the building, besides Mary Beasley, which, no offense, I said that like she didn't matter, but that's kind of cool. So like, we're mostly just gonna be outside for this, but that, I don't think that's gonna impede on like the possible supernatural activity that we may witness. So I don't know, I'm gonna, rude. Dover, come on.
And we'll be relying on Dover for his legendary dog ESP, right? Because dogs can sense spiritual activity.
Apparently. All I'm saying is that I will be really happy if I see nothing. That's it's an exciting goal, but like, I don't want to see shit. I would shit my pants if like I saw a face or something. I'm not. That sounds like I'm taunting something. That's a bad idea. Here we are at the famous Dundurn Castle, and we're gonna see if this place is really haunted. Let's go. These are really good hills for sledding. Look at that.
Pro tip right here.
Like, besides the tree in the way, that's a little dangerous.
Yeah.
We don't need another spirit on the premises.
You acting weird, buddy? Oh, that's a person.
Yeah, who's
Oh.
I do find it weird that they leave the lights on.
Actually, there was a weird little red flash just now. Inside.
Really?
You didn't see it, eh?
See that? That's creepy.
Hold on, let me zoom in on it.
It looks like a rocking chair, like pressed up right by the window. And creepy wallpaper. You know,
Oh, that's a good shot.
my dust mite allergy would be crazy in there. That's the real haunting. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Everything at night, like there's a ton of trees around here, and with the shadows being cast from like the dimly lit building, I can imagine seeing just about anything around here. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, your mind can definitely play tricks on you.
Oh, I'm sure that's mostly what happens, yes.
Okay, that was actually weird.
What? What happened?
Huh.
What? What are you puzzling over?
It just looked like a weird shadow that was there, and then it just kind of like bolted across the ceiling. It was very weird. It was kind of creepy, this area. I would be too afraid to do that.
To even film it.
Walk over!
Whoa, is he trying to tell us something?
Goodbye, ghosts. We did not see you, but with hope, you're resting in peace. Dover, what is your conclusion? Do you think that Dundurn Castle has the potential to be haunted? Because I don't want to speak on behalf of any and all investigators, because, I mean, it was creepy, it was eerie, but I don't think we encountered any definite proof of the supernatural.
Definite proof.
Well, we saw a creepy shadow.
That's true.
No, okay, we didn't encounter any proof. Listen, I'm trying to our viewers need something. Our one viewer.
Well, you want to give them something to hold on to here.
Yeah. And I don't want to say, because we only spent like half an hour there, and
what you know about that?